All right, guys, today is May 28th, and we are going to take a look at running action scripts. So yesterday we did some brush downloads and played in our brush settings, and I did show you some examples of where action scripts have been run. The example that I showed you was the splash, and I said, how consistent do you think we could make this? How much time do you think it takes to do? If we needed to replicate it over and over again, are we going to be able to do that, especially with different people doing it? When we're running an action script, we should be able to. So what I'd like you to do is I would like you to do a Google search, and I would like you to do a Google search under free Photoshop, and I want you to say mixed media action scripts. And the reason I'm saying mixed media action script is because these are going to be a little more dramatic in terms of us easily seeing on our screen what was going on. Now, the link that I found that I think we're going to want to use is actually on my second search page at the top. So you're looking for one that says graphic ICUX. It says next artisty mixed media art Photoshop action free download. Did you guys find that one? All right, excellent. So when you download it, it is going to be in that zipped file. So I am going to take that zip file, just like I did with my brushes. I'm going to copy it, and inside my brush folder, I am going to make a new folder for this action script. I have some that are down here already, but I'm going to do that so all the files are right inside of this folder. I'm going to paste it, and I'm going to go ahead and extract here. Now, when it extracts, and this is why I definitely start students off with brushes, when it extracts, you're going to see the action itself as a file, you're going to see the brushes as a file, and you're going to see this README text document. This README text document, it is worth opening that to see if it gives you any hints on how it's going to work. So right away, you can see that they gave us a YouTube video that we might want to take a look at. It talks us through what we might need to do to install, and it specifically tells us what to do before we play the action. Okay, what to do before we play the action, and then it tells us, a little bit of how to get started here. So this is information that we do want to read over. I'm actually going to pause the recording so I can read over it and then walk you through it. All right, so as we continue on, we have our action script downloaded, and it is a good idea to read over the README notepad. So it gives you tips in here of what you need to do. So we will need to install the brushes as well as the action. So if we go into Photoshop, actually I want to do this project in Photop because I know my Edge students are using Photop. So I'm going to walk them through on Photop as well. So I'm going to say open from computer, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to open that same image. Should have looked at my image number. 7967. So I'm going to open my image. The next thing that I need to do is I need to install my action and my brush. So to install the brush, so this is what we learned yesterday, I'm going to come up here and I'm going to drop this brush down and I'm going to say load ABR. If you are in class and you're working in Photoshop, you may be able to do it the same way. If not, you can go over to your brush window panel and install. So now it's important that I know how to get back to that action script folder that I just downloaded so I can find my brushes and choose open. So my brushes have been added. I now need to load my action script. So I'm going to go into actions. And down at the bottom where it says new action, let's see. Well, I thought that is how I was going to load my action. Let me look at this again. That's to save, delete. This is if I'm creating a new action. All right, this is going to be my first time trying to actually open an action script file in Photopea, but let's see what happens. It told me to go File, Open. Oh yeah, so it just added it right here. So hopefully my online users, that'll work for you too. So at this point, we should have our brushes installed and our action script installed. All right, so I'm going back to this README file. I've installed my action. I've installed my brushes. It says to make sure that my image is in an 8-bit color mode. I know I'm in an English version, and I know I have good resolution. I know that my image is this size. If you guys want to check yours, make sure your image is in 8-bit color mode. So to do that, you're going to go to Image. In Photoshop, it says Image Mode. I wonder where. I know where to find my mode in Photoshop. I am not sure that I know where to find it in Photopea. File information. Zoe, are you seeing it at all? How to check your mode? Okay, well, we're going to be risky and we're going to try it and see what happens. All right, so we've opened up an image. We want to make sure that the image layer is locked. All right. Right? It wants my background layer locked. So to lock your image, you're going to click the little lock right here. So I now know that this image is locked. Make sure the image is locked. To set the backgrounds, we have it as the background. Create a new layer above it. So I'm going to create a new layer. And it specifically is telling me to call it mask. And it told me to use lowercase letters. Also, make sure you don't have a space before or after the word. Before or after the word. Now, the next step is where in this mask mode, we are going to take a brush tool, and to the best of my knowledge, it doesn't really matter what brush we use, and it doesn't matter what color we use, but everywhere we want this action to take effect, we are going to darken, as you see me doing. So I'll give you guys a second to do that, and then we will start with number 5, and make sure that is set correct before we run our action script. So we have a portion of our image darkened in. Now number 5 says to select the brush tool and make sure that the opacity and the flow of the brush is set to 100%, and also to make sure that airbrush mode is off. So I'm going to check those items. My brush tool, my opacity, my flow. I am not sure about the airbrush. I'm guessing that we're safe that airbrush isn't on because we're not familiar with it. So we're going to give it a whirl. All right, so if you want to look up here real quick, we are going to click on this folder. And at this point, you are going to hit the play sign. And you should see select an action first. Thought I did. Maybe I need to be... Okay, I feel like the computer and I aren't talking the same language right now. I'm going to pause for a second. Sometimes when I'm recording, it doesn't let me click things. All right, so that seemed to help me out. So this is what I need to have selected, I believe. Do you guys see how I have this selected? And now I can hit play. And it should. So I can see that the students in class, their action script is playing. So I'm going to stop. Oh, now mine's working. It's starting to do its thing. You'll see it making layers. You'll see it do all kinds of things. And in the README file, it told me that this action script could take up to 6 minutes to run. I know from my prior experience of working with action scripts, there are also times that you're going to have to click through some things. I think my action script is kind of stuck because I'm screencasting, so I'm going to hit pause for a second and see if that helps. Okay, so we did have some trouble in Photopea. I know that that does not help my online learners. Mine is currently in Photoshop, so I could finish the classroom demonstration. I'm going to work through some of the issues in Photopea. The student that was working in Photopea in class and myself, we were both getting the same error message. We were getting a GCF error. So I'm going to do some research on that, and hopefully I can update you on what that is. So for today's lesson, I would like you to explore action scripts and just do some looking at them. And you can take a screenshot of either what you were able to produce if it works for you, or you can take a screenshot of just a Google page that has different action scripts on where you have at least taken the time to watch this video, look at them, and that you have an idea of kind of how an action script works. And hopefully on Monday when we are back together, or I'm sorry, Tuesday, I can update you on how we can use Photopea for this project and kind of get over that error. The action script, the README directions did say it would take about 6 minutes, so mine's still chugging away here. So I'm going to end this video. Well, I'm going to pause it. I'll show you the final result, and hope that you have a good day and a good weekend. All right, so on my computer, the action script has finished running. I'm not sure that I like it with this picture, or I would maybe put a layer mask on the group and bring like part of their face back a little bit in here. I like the concept, but I'm not sure that it works with this image. But hopefully this gives you guys an idea of what an action script is. So those of you working on Edge, so you're working from home, I understand that maybe at this point you can't get this to work on Photopea. That's fine. Take a screenshot just where you've Googled Photoshop action script so I know that you're at least attempting and progressing with the lesson. Have fun. Thank you.